Hello students, in this video we are going to study the scheduling algorithm, that is FCFS scheduling algorithm. So already they have given here the table, so it includes the P1 to P5. So there are total set of 5 processes are there, and they have given already the arrival time and the burst time. So we need to calculate here the average waiting time and the average turnaround time. So for that, so how we are going to calculate the average waiting time and average turnaround time? So already in last video we have discussed some formulas of a turnaround time and waiting time. So turnaround time formula is a completion time minus arrival time. Okay, so that is TAT is equals to, you may write here, a completion time minus arrival time. So similarly waiting time is equals to turnaround time minus burst time. Okay, so now what is completion time? So completion time is, so to execute the P1 process, so how many time or how much time it has taken, that is nothing but the completion time is nothing but in which time it has completed its task, that you need to consider. Okay, so for that you need to draw here the Gantt chart. So Gantt chart is what? Now Gantt chart is nothing but how we are going to schedule the processes. Okay, or else you can say which process is going to be executed first and for which how much time. So now in first come first serve, that is FCFS. So we already know that FCFS, that is first come first serve. So how we are going to consider the process which has came first here? It depends on the arrival time. So already in question they have given the P1 has arrived at time 0. So time will always start from the 0. So 0th second or in 0th millisecond the P1 process has arrived. So for that we need to write here a P1 has arrived first at 0th time. So to complete its task, so FCFS is what? First come first service, and this is a non-preemption algorithm. So until and unless it has to it has to execute its process, and later only we are going to add the remaining processes for the execution. So means no other process can execute in middle for holding the previous, by holding the previous processes. So now P1 has arrived at time 0. At 0th time it has been arrived, and how much time it has taken for the its execution. So to execute the P1 process, BT, so BT is nothing but the burst time. So burst time is nothing but you can call execution time. So how much time it is going to take for its process? So 2 seconds it is going to take. So hence P1 is going to complete its process, execution up to 2 seconds. So 0 to 2 the CPU has allowed the execution for the P1 process. So now P2, so now at 0 to 2, so now next is P2 and P3 has arrived at 1 and 2. So now in Gantt chart the time is 2. So now in 2 second 1 and 2 already in P2 and P3 has been arrived, but P2's arrival time is 1. So we need to consider here the P2. So to execute the P2 process, so how much time it is going to take? 3. So 3 seconds it is going to take. So in Gantt chart we need to add here. So 2 plus this 3, it will be now 5. Okay, so at 5th second it is going to complete its execution, it means. So now P3 has arrived at similarly at 2 seconds. So we need to consider P3 here. So P3, to execute the P3 process, how much time it is going to take? 5. So 5 plus previous here 5 we need to add, that is 10. So now P4, so P4 has arrived at 3 seconds. So already in ready queue they have came here, but in Gantt chart to complete its task P3 has completed its execution at 10 seconds. So now we need to consider here the P4. So P4 has arrived at 3 seconds. So now to execute the P4, how much time is given for BT, that is execution time, so 4. So 10 plus 4 is 14. So now last is P5. So now P5 is going to take 6. So 14 plus 6 is 20. Okay, so now we need to calculate here the completion time. So completion time is what? At P1's completion time is 2. Similarly, P2 has completed its task in CPU at 5th second it has completed its task. So similarly, P3 at 10, and similarly P4 at 14, and P5 at 20. Okay, so now turnaround time. So already I told the formula of turnaround time. So turnaround time is completion time minus arrival time. So 2 minus 0 is 2. So 5 minus 1 is 4. So 10 minus 2 is 8. 14 minus 3, 11. So now 20 minus 14 is 16. So turnaround time, we got here turnaround time. So they have given what they have given mentioned in the question, we have to calculate the average turnaround time. So average turnaround time is, just I will add here only, that becomes e plus 2 is 10. It will be 41. Okay, 41. Now waiting time is turnaround time minus burst time. So turnaround time of P1 minus burst time of P1. So 2 minus 2 is 0. 4 minus 3 is 1. 8 minus 5 is 3. 11 minus 4 is 7. So 16 minus 6 is 10. So now waiting time. So 10 plus 17 it is 17 plus 3 is 20, it is 21. So we need to calculate here the average turnaround time. So average turnaround time we got here 41 divided by number of processes. So how many number of processes are there? 5. So 41 divided by 5 is, so 5 into 8 is 40. So it will be 8.2 milliseconds you consider as a time unit. So similarly, average waiting time is 21. So you have to calculate the average waiting time once again. So 21 divided by number of processes. So again the same. So 5 into 4 is, it will be 4.2 milliseconds. So this is the way how you are going to calculate the average turnaround time and the average waiting time in FCFS. So first you need to consider here the processes which has arisen first in the ready queue. That process we need to consider for the execution. Clear? So here 0 in 0th time. So you remember that in Gantt chart we need to always start from the 0. So in 0th time the P1 process has arrived. So to complete its process P1, the CPU is going to take how much time? 2. So in 0 to 2. So in time of 2 there are 2 more processes, P2 and P3 has arrived in the ready queue. So in that we need to consider the P2 because P2 has arrived at time 1. So hence P2. So again P2 is going to take how much time? 3. But 2 plus 3, this previous 2 plus 3, 5. And similarly for P3 at 2 second already it is entered in the ready queue. So hence P3. So for P3 5 seconds it is going to take. So previous 5, this apply, it will is 10. Again P4 has arrived at time 3. So hence P4 and later P5 again it is going to complete. So now to calculate the turnaround time and waiting time, we need to first calculate the CT, that is completion time. So completion time how we will calculate? completion time you are going to calculate by looking at the Gantt chart. So P1 has complete. So now completion time is nothing but what here, the CPU is I mean in what second or in which what time the CPU has executed the process P1. So at 2 second P1. So similarly 5, 10, 14 and 20. Okay. So now turnaround time by looking at the formula, and later we'll calculate the average. So this is the way how we are going to calculate the particular average turnaround time and average waiting time by using the FCFS scheduling algorithm. Okay, thank you.